Hello, fellow Earthlings. So this is Earthling 6455463728. And today I'm talking about diversity and whether or not it's our strength. And I know that some people fall on either side of that divide. And I think that to an extent they're both right. Actually, a couple moments ago, half an hour ago, I might have gone straight to diversity is our strength. But I can see it took a moment and I thought about it, and I figure there is some truth to both. So, for example, my biggest reason, or the thing that I think I can point to simplest and suggest that diversity is our strength, is quite simple. It's the reason why we are all here. Sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is based on the commingling of genes from usually two different closely related, not that closely related, organisms, meaning they're of the same species. So by commingling genes of organisms that are the same species but somewhat different, you can end up with a new novel organism. Now, if that was not a strength, we probably wouldn't be doing it. And that currently, as far as I know, is the only natural means of reproduction that human beings have. So I would say that that is the most concrete example that diversity is our strength. Because we know simple-celled organisms or unicelled organisms, they can quickly reproduce by asexual reproduction. Actually, there are lots of plants, bananas, any of the grasses perhaps, like sugarcane, anything else that you can cut off a piece of the plant and have a new plant, that's going to be asexual. Now, obviously, that's a benefit, to be able to reproduce so quickly is a tremendous benefit, where you don't need to go looking for someone else to have a new organism. You figured it out, and this is how you're going to go forward with this particular recipe, a winning solution or winning method. So obviously in that case, diversity can be, or asexuality or lack of diversity can be, a tremendous strength. But, and this is something that I want to go into perhaps in a later video, is that your greatest strength in many cases, in instances where you have to answer that question, like in an interview, what's your greatest strength, what's your greatest weakness, it's the same thing. The greatest strength that you have, let's say you're a strong person, that means you have lots of muscles, as in, was it Braveheart, or was in another Mel Gibson movie where Mel Gibson was going against, I think it was a British general who was a genius, and the idea was that was his weakness. He was a genius, and he knew he was a genius. So in the instance of that, and I hope I don't spoil the movie for you, is that when he appeared to be winning, he didn't think that it could be a trap, because he knew he was a genius. So winning comes naturally. So we're winning. Let's go. He didn't stop to think. And as a result of that, Mel Gibson's men were able to lure him into a trap, and he lost. So, yeah, I think it is. Or let's say, for example, the greatest strength of an army might be its navy, the strongest navy. Or the greatest strength of an army might be its IT power, how interconnected all of the different branches are. So that means that if you can find a way to weaken that greatest strength, then that is your greatest weakness. It's the target that everybody can point to and say, if we get him through this, then he's done, or she's done, or they are done. So, but back to, that should be its own video. But in that case, an asexual reproduction, you can multiply very, very quickly. And unfortunately, that can all come crashing down because of a disease. It means that everybody is going to be wiped out by that same disease. So, but with respect to diversity being a strength, if you have a bunch of different individuals, it means that when the disease passes through, or if you have a lot of different competencies, you cannot point to one thing and say, we'll get them here, or we'll get them there. And I think that as long as you have that diversity, it's harder for people to know exactly how to overcome you, or it's harder for something to overcome you because you have many strengths that you can fall back on. But at the same time, if you have a very diverse group of people in a species, in a species, let's say, and everybody wants to go in a different direction, then, but that's, I guess, diversity of mind. If you have a lot of diverse people, let's say, all with different strengths and weaknesses, it might be hard to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. You can't say, okay, we have a lot of tall people, so we're going to do this. Or we have a lot of short people, so we're going to sneak around and spy and plant poison in different things. So it means that it's easy for you to be defeated on any one particular front because you don't have a lot of force in that particular direction. Whereas the person who is not diverse, let's say even of the mind, everybody is on board with a particular plan, it means that that plan can be executed easier. It means that there is no resistance, there is no pulling and tugging in different directions if it's of the mind. So everybody's going to do one thing. Of course, if it's a mistake, then you will fail horribly. If it's of body and you say, well, everybody here is strong, then you can strike using that strength. If everybody is small, you can strike in a major way using the benefits of being small. So I guess it can be said that both of those things, diversity and a lack of diversity, can be strengths in their own way. And I suppose that this is something that I would have thought to myself. I don't know that I made it into a video per se, but I guess it can be said, at least with respect to American politics anyway, that both sides are right. Democrats with respect to diversity, and the Republicans with respect to a certain unity. I guess it is true that a certain amount of unity is a strength, rather than having everyone be of different persuasions and of different mindsets and even weaknesses and strengths and so on. But of course, as a human being, and if you follow one of these, the major religions in the world, normally it supposedly all these great religions of the world are trying to unify people. And supposedly it would be a great thing if we could find a way to unify people and not disregard people or try to exclude them from being members of society or our circles or whatever it might be, because it's nice to be nice. But and again, this probably will be another video. I don't think that is really, as much as it's professed, I don't think it's really an overlying goal of religion, whichever religion you might choose. So I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's one of the good things, I suppose, about talking on the fly, is that I guess I can come out with a slightly different message than I might have if I just sat down and wrote something and then read it back. And then I probably wouldn't be, I'm not monotoned, and maybe as unstimulating as that might be. But at the same time, there are problems and weaknesses with not writing things down, and I don't know. Hopefully I will, well, you never want to be too confident, but hopefully I might gain confidence and power in how I speak. But then, like I said, wherever you gain strength, you also gain a weakness. So however much confident I am, that would be a weakness. However much lack of confidence I might have, that might be a weakness or a strength even. So, but anyway, guys, as usual, wish me lucks. You can choose to like or unlike. You can comment if you have something to talk about. You can subscribe and or share, because of course I need a certain amount of people to be subscribers, and I need a certain amount of watch hours in order to monetize this channel. And maybe I'll get to it, maybe I won't, but it'll be interesting anyway, eh? Alright, thanks, peace.